Connecting streaming software, going live. Says we're about to go live. That's pretty cool. Can't wait. And we're live. We are fully live right now. Welcome everybody to the first live stream in a long time for United Football Media. The first one we've ever done, I believe, with Josh from San Antonio Brahma Bullpen. We had one with our newest member, Kenny, and Buck joined him for when they dropped the rosters. So very exciting. But we're sitting here, we're watching the Twitter because that's where they said they're going to be live streaming everything. So we're watching it. We're seeing what's about to go down. All right. And so here, let me see if I can hear it over here. I just want to make sure that we're not echoing super hard or anything. Ooh, and we'll talk about the pay structure that is now happening. We'll talk about that too. Not us, I wish. Who? Ah, nice. I'm trying to see. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to make sure that it doesn't sound crazy. So, here's the problem. They can hear me. They can't hear you guys. So let me figure that out. It's funny because on the stream, I can hear myself talking right now, but they can't hear you guys. So that's annoying. Got that. Here, talk now. Still can't hear you guys. This is annoying. It's crazy. It is. It's just annoying that it's happening. It's a good learning experience. It's annoying that it's happening right now.
We could always just stop the record, delete, and start over, right?
Oh, we got 28 people watching right now, so I think, yeah.
Well, you guys talk. I'll just tell people what you're saying right now.
All right.
Oh,
hey,
they can hear you. They can hear you.
We can. Yeah. Let's go.
Technology.
Table talk.
There you go.
374.
That was pretty funny. Oh my god! Out of nowhere we scared. Okay, now let's make sure we haven't missed any draft picks.
I have not seen any at the moment. It looks. I won't be surprised if they're doing like 5-minute like kind of drops.
It might be a little extra, but that's fine. We'll deal with that.
I have the Brahma's Twitter pulled up right here. We have nothing, just the initial post, basically saying that the start of a new legacy.
Yeah.
We're ready for it, yeah.
Well, while we're waiting, Let's look up the USFL Players Association and go over that pay scale that they just dropped today.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All right. Here we go. So
apparently the reverb's really bad.
The reverb is terrible, and I don't know how to fix it.
Mm.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know how to fix that. Royce Waxenfelter, if you know how, let me know. I just gotta figure that out. But let's look at picture number one right now. So I like that they're showing the. Thank you, Royce. I like that they're showing season 1, season 2, and season 3 of the USFL. It says turn off the other microphone. D, what do you mean? Help me.
We got faith in you.
Yeah, you can do it.
I don't know, man. But I like that they're showing it year by year. This year they are in fact getting a little bit more money per week. The inactive salary is staying the same, and their camp salary is actually going up.
Mm-hmm. I mean, personally, I think this is just another improvement showing why the USFLPA is needed. I mean, of course, it kind of came into formation during season 1 of the USFL. Really played a big part in season 2, and now with this kind of merged league that we're getting with the UFL, it's like, okay, we're really seeing the benefits of having this league now happen. It's just like, wow, we have it now. We're building up, and it's exciting to see that players are getting more out of this than just what we usually saw for AF, XFL 2020, and kind of the first part of the USFL.
Oh, that's great. Josh,
what
do you think?
I'm gonna go.
Didn't have that.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go a different route, right? Because we're XFL, and I don't know if we're gonna just credit the raises to the union. But what I would say is, it's great to see the players' pay scale going up. It's great to see players getting taken care of. That's what we need for the league to be sustainable. That's what we need for the league to become a destination league. I will always be on the fence on whether or not we should let the market control it, but I know it in big collective bargaining things that you basically have to have full-time lawyers, just like the NFL Players Association does, and I know that they're very important to make sure that all that gets done. So our league needs to get there at some point, and I know.
Yeah, let me try to fix it. This is incredibly annoying. Dude, at some point, I'm down. There you go. Can you hear me now?
Test.
What is this, a Verizon commercial?
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Come on, chat. Tell us if you can hear us.
Okay, now they can hear you. Yeah. It's just good.
All right, so it looks like it's got the echo. All right, we'll get that fixed next stream probably. But we were talking about during kind of talking about kind of off the new contracts when it comes to the UFL, and what's going to happen is right now with off-season play for the past 2 seasons with the USFL, at least, it was NFL only. Now, of course, the XFL did have that kind of partner trade thing with the IFL last season. Right now, the only thing we got from these graphics was non-competitive leagues, I guess, compared to the UFL, you are allowed to go play. Does that mean CFL maybe? Does that mean just NFL again, really only, but just different wording? Can players go play in the NAL, in the National Arena League? Can they go play in the Championship Indoor League? It's just like there's that wording is very. Oh,
Josh, are your computer speakers on?
Let me probably.
Like, are you listening to us through your computer speakers?
So the only speaker I got is my computer speaker. Do I need to switch to headphones?
Turn your speaker off for a second, and then Buck keep talking, and I want to
stop. Can you still hear me?
All right, there we go. But anyway, like I was saying, I guess right now the question is...
This is all my fault? Cow Pasture baby, let's go.
It's your computer speakers, man.
All right, give me 1 minute. I'll fix that for you.
Okay.
All right. Well, while that is happening,
here we go. I think it means that they can go to arena leagues as well. What?
Ducky. Please. Hey, how's it sounded? Are you getting? Hey, how's it sounded? Are you getting reverb? Can you hear me?
Now it's crazy reverb. I'm so confused. And everybody's saying they can only hear me now. So I'm very confused. Oh, actually, so where you guys came in, go make sure that your mic and camera are like on the correct mic and camera that you're using right now.
They're on the correct everything for me. Hang on, I'll check it and uncheck it.
All right, I just changed another setting. How's that sounding for everybody?
You sound
how's
super like open.
You're definitely on mic now, or your mic.
I'm on my computer mic, you think?
Yeah, it sounds distant. This is a learning experience for it.
Yeah. You know, we should probably check to see if a pick is coming.
Well, I am checking, and nothing's come yet.
I'm checking
you can hear me now, and I'm not that interested. So that's upsetting.
Promise.
Oh, it just says ready to roll. We're only 15 minutes late.
So, how's that?
That sounds good.
That sounds better. I want to take a moment to thank everybody for allowing me to completely destroy the beginning of this broadcast. For those of you that don't watch my episodes, it's normally much smoother because I have less settings to touch, and I am broadcasting from a cow pasture. So for anybody who wants to know why I cause technical difficulties for people in nice, lush rooms, I'm in the middle of a field. There's a cow standing right there.
Ducky, once again, while I'm with United Football Media, I am Buck. I do not know who this rando is.
Who is Rando?
He's probably a very handsome fellow who looks very similar to me at the moment. No, I'm not Rando. Anyway, so I guess one real quick thing. I guess can everyone hear us? Why is everyone echoing? Great.
Awesome. I mean, at some point, echo is better than no sound. So
yeah. Hang on. Wait, hang on. Promise, did you throw the computer speakers back on? Will you just make sure real quick? Echo. Oh God.
There's tons of echo.
Now
I can't even see the chat. This is hard.
Hang on. All right. Is there an echo now?
Hey,
It's up.
Let's see. Come on, guys. Is there an echo?
They're on the clock?
How did they just start after saying, "Oh well, we're going to start it"?
But
how is St. Louis on the clock? They haven't announced a single draft.
Yeah, Dougie, my camera mic's disabled. I turned that off, and I'm only getting sound through my headset.
I can't even see the live chat anymore.
Dude, they haven't even announced
a draft pick, but the St. Louis Battlehawks are somehow on the clock.
So St. Louis was like what? They were like third?
I'm not sure.
Let's see, hold on. They're fourth. So Memphis and Houston have also gotten picked around. They got to be picking by round. Man. Okay. Well, still, so I guess we're just kind of still. They gotta be announcing by round. Then there's nothing else unless they're just like really like getting the graphics ready. Yeah.
You refresh
again.
I'm checking the Brahmas team page. Make sure they didn't announce. Let me check Memphis also. Hold on. USFL showboats.
They're on the
nope. Yeah. Well, that kind of makes things a little less interesting. Because I was like, yeah, they're going to announce my pick. Be like the USFL drafts. And then, yeah. So.
This is ridiculous.
All right, so tell you what, I'm going to try this one more time. Is it really, really bad? Because I got no more settings to try to mess with.
Sounds good on my end. Yeah.
No, it's in the actual, it's in OBS that is doing it, and not you. So if you guys can hear each other and people can hear you, I can't even see the live chat right now, so let me know if people are saying.
Yeah, they're saying the echoes are really bad.
Well, at some point, I don't know what to do about that.
So we're
just going to live with it. But at least that we can hear them, or that they can hear us. That's the biggest thing.
If it's echoing,
that's something we got to deal with.
Anyway,
I promise I will fix it later.
Yeah. Ace is the worst echo right now, so it has to be your OBS then. So
it's
100% in OBS, and I don't have two mics on. Not that I know of. Here, what if I turn? I remove this.
And I've been pretty much muted myself for the past,
what about
5 minutes.
I don't know. I don't even know if they can hear me now.
Yeah.
Trying to go into our own stream.
Let's see. Come on. Fixed it. Chad is saying fixed. Yeah.
Wait, as in fix all the echo or just my echo?
Yes, we can hear you better. Can you get? Do I have an echo now?
That did it for Ace.
God, I love OBS. I love OBS. Like that's why I basically avoid it now because like you switch one setting and then everything. Hold on. Apparently the pick got announced.
Here we go.
Quinn Dormady went to the San Antonio Brahmas. QB. Went with, of course, formerly the Guardians.
What did I miss?
You guys drafted a quarterback. Okay, so Quentin Dormady, first overall pick to the San Antonio Brahmas. This breaks my heart. I absolutely 100% wanted him to go to the to the Roughnecks, but here we are. So here, let me so that everybody can see this.
Uh-oh.
Boom. There we go. Let's play some highlights for you while we talk about them. So the Brahmas, everybody was basically saying were, a pick away from, or a quarterback away from being a better team last year. Jack Cohn, people didn't like it. Josh, what do you think?
Well, I was just on the old iPhone there. I'm gonna give you. Sorry about that. I hit that. I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. I watched Dormy last year play for Orlando. Nothing that I saw scream, go grab him. But he did have a couple games where he had some really good stats. Played well. I definitely can see us taking a quarterback, knowing that Kurt was one of our quarterbacks not coming back. He's been pretty clear about that. He likes doing now and was retiring from the game.
Hold on. Memphis has also dropped their pick. Jared Thomas, offensive center. He has gone to the showboats.
So all I gotta say is competition in the room is good.
Yeah, 100%.
Hang on.
And I like the fact that Phillips already has decided that our line is stout enough.
Mm-hmm. All right. Looks like the Refs have not dropped theirs yet. So I am.
They have not. Going to see who we take though.
Yes. Let's see. Hold on. Let me pull this second. So I have a thing.
Oh, Kenny said he'll be home in 30 and he'll jump on, and apparently he knows how to fix the echo. So that'd be cool.
All right. Houston next. See. My guess looks like right now they're probably doing this in real time, but it looks like they're taking forever on the graphics. Probably how to grab pictures and stuff like that.
They did that during the college draft as well. The old two people that are no longer a part of the Gamblers or Roughnecks organization were literally texting me as they were picking people, and I would go make my graphic and I would drop it at about the same time as the actual media team. So there's a pretty good delay between when they pick them and when the graphic comes out.
And shout out to Jared Horton last year, who was dropping picks in real time.
Oh yeah, he didn't give it.
That was hilarious. Yeah,
Aaron does not.
They're like shout out to him.
We love Jaron over here.
Yeah. So if you're just caught on right now, San Antonio in the first round, we are waiting for Houston. San Antonio has drafted Quentin Dormady and Memphis. Grab that actually already. They have taken Jared Thomas from Northwestern offensive center. So just to give you an idea. Quentin Dormady, excuse me.
Chris Odom is in our comments. Oh,
yeah.
Chris, what's up, man?
Yeah, what's up? I didn't realize that was Chris Odom. I was like,
Chris Odom, man. I'm his number one fan, no matter what he says. No matter what you say, Chris, I'm your number one fan. We are the third pick overall. We should be the next ones to drop a graphic. So we'll know. Something tells me we're not going to go defensive tackle, because we have such a good defensive tackle in Chris Odom. I think it's funny because he's not a defensive tackle, and everything they keep putting out are saying that he is. And he literally never plays in that spot. So I think that's funny. Quentin. Oh, did they miss? Oh. No, they put his name right. Quentin. Oh, here we go. They just reposted Quentin Dormady. I don't know. They're not doing anything. I kind of expected this, but it's also really annoying.
Yeah. And how many rounds is this thing?
I don't know.
Yeah, I really wish we got more information out of this. Like, this looks like it should have been the much bigger deal because, you're pulling from both pools instead of just one this time. And it's like, okay, a bit of a difference.
Yeah. Well, I knew Chris was going to say that. He said, I'm Donald Payne's number one fan. Brandon Silver's still available. If Silvers goes to St. Louis, fantasy gold. Well, he was my number 2 quarterback that I wanted for the Roughnecks. So we'll see if he goes to the Roughnecks. I'm hoping so. Let's see.
Oh, it looks like the XFL Twitter is now posting the pics. So like,
yeah, so they reposted Quentin Dormady. It's going to show it right now.
Yeah.
Really annoying.
I hope to God like they're not just deciding randomly, how to do this on the fly.
Oh, I hope.
When it comes to posting the pics.
Let's see. Send me a screenshot of your OBS feed. How do you know? How do we do it? Take a screenshot of this and send it to Kenny. See if we can't fix this echo.
Man, some of the players are not happy about the new contract. Jamar Smith and Marlon Williams, two Stallions, are not super happy about that.
Well, they're not getting more money.
Yeah.
Which I understand. I would also be annoyed if it's like at your job. Let's say they come in and they say, hey, we're cutting half of the employees to save more money, and then you get no more pay, but you're taking everything else on. Which, I mean, the football players are not taking on double the workload, right? It's not the same as an actual job where, let's say, I'm a designer, I'm an engineering designer. If they cut half the other designers, their design work would fall on me. I mean, it's different, but if you're cutting literally half of each league, you would expect more of a pay bump than like $150 that they put on it. But the USFL I'm 100% positive was doing the absolute best that they could, and I don't blame them for it. It's this is just how business works. Hey, you got to give it to us though. We are Cody Latimer is in the chat. Got my QB back. Cody, what's up, man? Thank you for joining. I'm jealous that you got your QB back, man. I wanted that, dude. I wanted Quentin Dormady so bad. People really sleep on him. I really wanted him to the Roughnecks. I think he was going to take us to the championship 100%. With the team we would have around him, we were going to win the championship. But that's fine. But he threw dots to Cody Latimer. So that's why he's saying he got his QB back. Yeah. Half of those highlights were straight up to Cody. Like they have a connection. I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah. Now everybody in the chat is losing it because Cody Latimer and Chris Odom are up in there. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. But I guess right now I'm just like as we were waiting for what should have been the Houston pick was probably out, but should have been out by now. Unless something. Yeah. Like I'm just thinking, this could have been easily live streamed and people would have really enjoyed it. Like everyone just sitting in a YouTube chat, just kind of talking about it. Have Gerald Johnson like have a little stage. Do what they did in Birmingham for like the first ever USFL draft. It's like this feels once again like a missed opportunity kind of for the league a little bit.
Yeah, just like they literally, it could have just been a stage, like with a podium, and it just Moose Johnson or The Rock walks up, says they picked this person, and then it just shows highlights. Like that's the whole thing. It didn't need to be anything. They didn't need to have players there. Like we know that it's not the NFL. The fact that they couldn't do that is pretty disappointing. But, it helps us because now...
Let me go here. Because now we have, us doing this stuff. It is taking a hot minute. Jared Thomas to the boats. Did you show that? Kelly, yes, I showed that. There you go. You can show that. The echo just got fixed? Dude, I swear it is. Josh is messing it up. I don't know why, but for some reason his settings are like killing us. I don't know why. There you go. Nah. No, it's not. It's not all your fault. No, it's not.
Got kicked or something, but I'm back just in time to hear Cody Lattimore join our chat. So that's awesome. And it makes a lot of sense now that you think about it.
We can't see you, though.
We finally have a pick. Ezra Gray from Alabama State, running back. He is joining the Houston Roughnecks. Ace, your thoughts? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I know that face. I'm looking at it right now. Look at XFL Roughnecks.
Oh, man, they just dropped a ton. So
Battlehawks.
Running back is not a position that we were lacking too much at. I don't understand that pick very much at all.
The thing is, the echoes from me now. Let me just double check my mic. Hold on.
No, it is you. I don't know why. But we still can't, now on the live stream, we can't see Josh. We can hear him, though. So that's random.
It's all right, man. I'm pretty ugly anyway, so.
Oh, gosh. I don't know why. That's random. Let me just read
Test. All right, so Battlehawks have also dropped there. So basically, they're doing it by round now. Drayvon Askew Henry, West Virginia safety. He is joining them. Let's see who was next.
See, that's good. So
Michigan.
To talk about the Roughnecks real quick, I don't think that a running back was a problem. We have TJ Pledger. We have Mark Thompson, who's literally the best running back in the league. You know, we have enough talent there. I think that there are positions we could have shored up with depth early on. Like, I like the Drayvon Askew Henry pick. I think that's a great pick for the Battlehawks. Defensive backs are very hard to pick, all that stuff. Then we move up, and we have Jalen McClendon, quarterbacks. Wow, what kind of called that?
Oh, I'm so mad. Nate Brooks, former Stallion, he is joining the Michigan Panthers. God, he's a great quarterback. I'm so mad we didn't protect him now. We could have easily unprotected some of the offensive line, I think. Okay. All right. I'm gonna let that sit. I'll be honest. I don't think that's Zach's greatest moment right there. But
you guys took Larnell Coleman, so obviously the offensive line is something that you guys are paying much more attention to. You may have been going for Nate Brooks, and then he just happened to go right before the Panthers. Yeah. I'll tell you something though. That Panthers secondary is insane now. It's actually ridiculous.
Yeah. Speaking of DC, though, Jalen McClendon, a quarterback, he has gone to DC. And then Arlington, who have they picked? XFL Renegades.
Arlington they have Scott.
Yep. I don't know. Former Breaker, and then Stallions. Grab that one. I think you already said it, though. Another offensive lineman that we really did not need, Larnell Coleman. No offense if anyone else listening, but we probably needed we needed a running back, and we needed probably another quarterback. I'm not a fan of what's going on right now. The Stallions are not. I'm not a big fan.
Just because you lost. What? You lost Nate Brooks? I mean, that is upsetting. He was pretty good. Josh, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just want to go on record and say that I think there was a couple of people who part of the UFM that were for Normandy, so I think Wade Phillips jumped up there and grabbed him and take it. That's what you get. We're ready. Browns are coming, baby.
So, Royce, I absolutely agree. Brian Allen needs to get picked before Birmingham gets him back. I'm surprised they didn't take him back right there, if I'm going to be honest. So, we'll see. Now, let's go. While we're waiting for more picks, let's check out some Jalen McClendon out of that, huh? So, the DC Defenders, people are saying they immediately jumped up the power rankings because they picked up Jalen McClendon. Baylor quarterback. I'm a big Baylor guy. He doesn't jump off the page to me super hard, and I didn't think he made a lot of splash last year on the Vipers, but you have to take it with a grain of salt that he was on the Vipers. Everybody on the Vipers underperformed. Brett Hundley underperformed. Luis Perez underperformed. As soon as he moved on to a different team with a more viable system, he literally won the championship. So who knows? He could move over to DC and be huge. Webb called it. This was the quarterback he wanted. He thought it fit the system in DC a lot. So this could be a really good pick for DC. We'll see.
Man, I'll be honest, I'm still stewing over that. I think that was a mistake, a big mistake with what happened now.
Let me go on record and say, Ezra Gray, congratulations on being drafted. In no way am I saying that you're not a great player. I'm excited to get to cover you and watch you play. The pick doesn't make that much sense to me, but I am excited to watch you play, just so you know. Man, everybody keeps texting me about our echo. Sorry, guys. First one. Next time we live stream, it's going to be pretty crazy. Y'all watch. It's going to be crystal clear, perfect. It's going to be great. But right now, we're just kind of dealing with it. Kenny's on his way home to save the day. We'll see if he can, and that would be fantastic. So we'll see. But let's see if we have more picks coming in. Jared Scott was picked by Arlington, showing up that tight end position for them. Nope. Still got that first pick in. Let's see if I can find some highlights of him. All right, now, each of you, what position do you want to see get drafted for your teams next? I think we're about to restart, right? We're about to go back to the Brahmas.
So with our second pick, the Brahmas are going to definitely go wide out. They got to go wide out. So no one took Badet yet? Is that correct? I did have some technical difficulties. I've been on and off, so I missed some. But I think wide out. Skill position. Let's go.
I'd be down. Dude, see a Jeff Badet? I don't know how it works. Oh, cool. Dude, Jared Scott literally has his own film up here, so we can just go check it out real quick. Jared, we're going to go onto your YouTube, my man. Let's go check it out. How about it?
Hey, and I can't see the chat, so if there's any white outs in the chat, that's what I meant to say.
Who's in the chat?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I was like, if there's any white outs in the chat, that's the white out that I want. How about that? We want a fan of the UFM starting white out for the Browns. Let's go.
Ooh, all right. So Webb is responding. He's watching at work right now. Jared Thomas was on his wish list for the Defenders. He wanted Jared Thomas as a tight end. He was a great receiving threat. He also can block pretty well. He was well overshadowed by Sage Surratt, right? So people weren't really looking past Sage Surratt. They said, we want to draft him. But then once you get into the Super Dispersal Draft, Sage Surratt isn't on the board anymore. You need to start looking at the players that aren't, this was the face of the team. Jared Thomas was a great pick. And if with Luis Perez back, if they can get some offensive line, this is going to be a guy that's going to make moves, especially if they have Sal Cannella back and Jared Scott. That's kind of ridiculous, but everybody's going to be a super team. Now, I see in the chat we have somebody saying, I'm kind of late. What happened with the Houston teams? So what happened is that the Roughnecks team dissolved. The Gamblers coaching staff and team stayed, and now they are going to just be rebranded as the Roughnecks. So who you saw playing as the Roughnecks last year, they are being dispersed to other teams, and who you saw as the Gamblers are now the Roughnecks. There you go. It's a little confusing. Why they did that? Not 100% sure, but it's cool that they did it. All right, let's go back. Do we have any more draft picks? I like that I'm able to
not at the moment,
real-time show highlights. I think that's a fun thing. All right, so we have Trey Bott, defensive tackle, to the San Antonio Brahmas. So you had predicted that they were going to take a wide receiver, running back, a skill position guy. They took literally one of the biggest players on the field. How do you feel about it?
Well, I didn't predict. I said I would like, but we did do. I did say we needed some defensive tackle. We needed a nose tackle. So we're taking a big guy available. We already got our edges covered here on the Brahmas. So getting that big DT there for the middle to help run defense with that 3-4. You know, we're going to be running. That's why I know how to coach, bro. That's what Wade Phillips is building the team, and there ain't nothing wrong with taking a big guy in the trenches. Everything starts with trenches.
All right. FYI, they did it because they needed 4 teams from each league. Yeah. Thank you, Peter Trudell.
Memphis, they've selected their next person, Matthew White from Monmouth, punter. He is joining the Memphis Showboats. Looks like
Matt White.
Yes. Oh, hey, so you might want to check the Roughnecks Twitter. I'll let you do that one.
Glenn Logan, defensive tackle, LSU. Matt White, that's a good one. That's a good one. Matt White to the Showboats. He's one of the better punters in the league. That's a really good pick for the Showboats. He's also very active on Twitter, so Showboats fans, make sure you go follow him on Instagram and Twitter. He's active. He's a great guy. I don't know, man. I don't know what the Roughnecks are doing. We have 7 defensive tackles already. We have 7. Why do we need 8?
The offensive line also.
Why do we need 8 going into camp? And we literally have the best in the league. We have Toby Johnson. We have Keontae Shad. We have Ethan Westbrooks. We have...
All right, so speaking of picks, Chris Garrett, offensive linebacker, he has gone to the Battlehawks.
Really? All right, let's see if I can get this up right now. I almost want to take the UFL main one off of this list because they just keep reposting stuff. It's kind of annoying. There you go. Chris Garrett. That's a good pick. So Chris Garrett, last season, he was picked up midseason by the Houston Gamblers. He was able to come in, learn the playbook very quickly, and he really can rush the quarterback. I mean, he's a versatile guy. He's quick enough. He spent time in the Rams practice squad. I think he got drafted. I think he may have actually been drafted. He's a legitimate talent and a guy that if he was in the original divisional dispersal draft, I think would have stayed on the USFL side because he is one of those good talents they would want. But because he was unprotected, he fell to the super draft, and that's a great pickup. St. Louis just got a big, not on people's radar pick. That's a good pick by them.
All right. So next up will be Michigan. I am currently waiting for that one to drop. So.
All right, we'll sit here watching that. Here, let me see if I can find some Chris Garrett highlights. But I assume they will be for either Concordia or for the Rams. One of the best pass rushers in Division II history is what this video is calling Chris Garrett. Let me get through the ad. We don't do free ad space here. Come on, son. All right, let's get to that, and we're going to watch him play for a second. And then we can keep, obviously, showing or reading off things if they drop right now. The last thing you needed was a DT. Drafting trade bait now. Honestly, if that's what they're doing, it's really cold in Texas, by the way. 2 blankets on. But if that's what they're doing, if the Roughnecks, maybe it's Lionel Vitale is playing chestnut checkers. Who knows? It's that he's in there and he says, if we grab all the best DTs, after a little bit of training camp, maybe after a week or 2 in the season, people are going to say, wow, we are getting either gashed up by the run up the middle. We aren't getting pressure up the middle. We're not, pressuring the quarterback. We have the best draft stock at that position. I could see it being that, but I think it is more that one of the coaches that is really, really a part and involved of this draft process right now is the defensive line coach, Quan Drake, for the Houston Roughnecks. And he is having a day. That's why.
Well, speaking of draft picks, we have the Michigan Panthers pick. Will Adams, Virginia State safety. He has gone to the Michigan Panthers.
Man, they are just doing what the Roughnecks are doing, but in the secondary. They are literally taking all safeties and corners that are available. So that's crazy.
It is.
Which I kind of prefer that because when you talk to GMs, when you talk to coaches.
We got a familiar name here. Hold on. DC Defenders, they have drafted Chris Rowland, a Tennessee State wide receiver, played for the Philly Stars last year.
So Chris Rowland, he's a friend of the show. He has never actually been on any UFM shows, but he does interact online. He is actually the mind that created the USFL 50. After season 1, the NFL Top 100 was dropping before the season started, and he said they should definitely do a USFL Top 50 players. We DM'd him. He put in a ballot. We ended up getting tons of players, coaches, beat reporters. Everybody voted, and we created the USFL Top 50, the consensus ballot Top 50 players in the USFL for season 1, and did it again season 2. And that was all him. Chris Rowland is one of the hardest playing players in the league. He'll go out there, he'll start at slot receiver for you. He'll play on every special teams while also playing receiver. He's never afraid to stick his head in there and tackle on a punt, on a kickoff. He's a guy you want on your team. He's a locker room guy. He's a hard worker, and he makes some crazy catches. He's the total package. Maybe just a little undersized for the NFL. Is probably what lets him or keeps him down in this league, but I'm very happy to see him land somewhere. And DC, they're doing well in this draft. I'll say that DC is doing very well.
All right, we're just waiting for the last 2 picks of the second round. Currently Arlington, they'll be next, and then it will be Birmingham. So just kind of waiting for those 2 to kind of drop before we get an idea of who could potentially be available in round 3. And then I'm surprised, and I really hope Birmingham grabs him. Boogie Roberts. How has he not been drafted yet? Is a question I have.
Hey, man, he's a defensive tackle. The Houston Roughnecks are definitely coming for him. We're taking them all.
Well, still. You know what Birmingham needs? A defensive tackle. So.
You do. I mean, I could see it.
So from
here we go. We got the name, actually. Calvin Jackson, Washington State, wide receiver. So there we go. Finally get the idea. Let me see if Birmingham has dropped theirs yet.
While you're looking there, USFL guys. So Bots played for the Philadelphia Stars, according to a quick Google. Anybody remember seeing him on the field? You got anything? He was out of Colorado State, drafted by the Stars, got a chance to play for Baltimore. Now we're picking him up here in San Antonio. That's pretty much what I know. Y'all got any scoop for me that I can put in the mailbag, so to speak?
He may have been a mid-season pickup. Let me check. I'm not sure. I don't want to speak completely off turn and then just make him sound like he's not a good pickup.
Well, while we're here, Elijah Holder, a name you might recognize, Ace, Stanford safety. He is now a Birmingham Stallion.
I do recognize Elijah Holder.
So now we're back to San Antonio for their first pick in the 3rd round.
Here, going into the Stars account, Elijah Holder. Yeah, so Elijah Holder, he was picked up season 1, super late in the season. He started the same week that he was picked up, and then I think he led the team in interceptions in the games that he was in towards the end of the season. He did not make it to season 2. I don't remember exactly why. He may have then ended up in the XFL, but he's a good player. He's one of those guys that can come in. He's a quick learner. He's going to fit into your system. Elijah Holder, that's a good pickup by you guys. If you didn't get Nate Brooks, I don't know why you didn't pick Brian Allen back up, but Elijah Holder's a good pickup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to say right now, Birmingham fans, I'm looking at some chats right now that they're not happy with the results. I mean, a little older, I think it's a great pickup. Some people want to see offensive guys. I think people are a little tired of seeing us pick up defensive guys only, seemingly.
Yeah. And then to answer your question, Josh, Trey Botts, he was drafted initially in the USFL college draft. He was drafted out of Colorado State Pueblo by the Stars, and then he was signed on November 8th, 2023. So he was a newer player in the league.
So this is a young gun spotlight. And I would just say that according to Luke Miller, he's going to be great for us. So I can sleep better tonight now that Luke Miller has reposted on Twitter that Botts is a great pickup. Hashtag sarcasm.
Hashtag sarcasm.
So now we're just waiting for San Antonio to get back into their stuff. It seems like they're dropping these in batches though, because it'll be like maybe they're doing like 3 at a time, because it's always like boom, 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 3, boom, 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 3, and then last 2. So,
Here, I'm gonna call Kenny.
Uh-oh. We hear it. We hear it right there.
Trying to make that. No. Hello. Kenny?
Save us, Kenny.
Kenny.
Oh, he said one more. Yeah, so Kenny is the reason I got into OBS. He joined our network as our Battlehawks correspondent. He joined, and his first show looked so crisp and so clean that I was like, I have to use what he's using. So I started using OBS. He knows it better than I do. And so that's why hopefully he can come in and...
Okay, hold on. It looks like picks might have dropped. At least Memphis might have gone theirs. Hold on, yes. San Antonio, they've gone B.J. Wilson from Quincy, offensive tackle. And then Memphis also got theirs. Another former Stallion that I madly let go, but now I see maybe I got another upgrade in. Christian McFarland, Idaho State safety, was a Stallion last year. He's now a Memphis showboat. So let me check Houston real quick, see if they got a pick up.
Yes. So San Antonio took an offensive tackle. Is that exciting to you, Josh? Do you like?
Oh, you might like Houston pick. You might like Houston pick in case.
Say that.
Hey, we took a tackle. Not only take a tackle, another lineman, which is great. But we took a Houston alignment, so I think we're up to probably half our roster from the Houston Roughnecks, probably give or take. Right? I know we're in the 25 range now. So
yeah.
Hey, but they made the championship game for the division last year, so that's okay.
Ace, your thoughts on the Houston Roughnecks pick, though?
That's a good one, man. I like Luis Aguilar, man. That's a great pick.
Yeah. So finally some more safety, actually more special teams action happening there. Let me go check. Let's see this time we see the Battlehawks have made their pick yet.
All right, we got Luis Aguilar. That's a good pickup, man. We're gonna.
Yeah.
I'm glad because we don't have Nick Vogel anymore. That's a guy who we had for season 1 and season 2. He's an Alabama native, went to UAB, and yeah, I'm sad that he's not on the roster anymore. Luis Aguilar is a great pickup to replace him, though, so that's a good pick. Cameron Kelly. Do you remember anything about him last year so that you can talk to the Battlehawks fans, Josh? How is Cameron Kelly?
I don't. Sorry. And I am having a little computer difficulty here, so I am jumping through hoops.
No worries, my man. No worries.
Yeah.
All right, let me.
I actually had a sweet graphic pulled up for our line pick there, but then for some reason I'm getting these push ads. You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to make me pay for money to read this story. They paywalls.
All right, so right now we're waiting for the Michigan pick. They're kind of just, again, they're doing like these seemingly batches at the moment, so just kind of stuck waiting.
It does seem like they do them just in batches. I think especially on the USFL side, I believe there's only 2 people working for the social teams right now. They have Alyssa Kloshman / Sloter. Sloterman, if you will, and another woman that I don't know her name, Ducky Will, in the chat. I believe it's just the 2 of them. Next kicker should be Coughlin. Absolutely right. He is fantastic.
That could be a Birmingham pickup. Oh, here we go. We got the pick. Eric, I'm going to butcher this. Eric Abogil, maybe? I apologize. Wyoming offensive tackle for the Michigan Panthers.
I'm missing that. I do see T.J. Barnes, defensive tackle, going to Georgia Tech. That's a good pickup. Or going to the Defenders, not Georgia Tech. He went to Georgia.
They have it underneath the Michigan has it underneath everything. They're doing like one long thread, not separate tweets. Okay, so DC. DC Defenders.
So just to avoid the dead air, I got my B.J. Wilson pick going, info up. So he went to Quincy University. He signed with the Panthers, graduated with his master's in business administration, and he was known as a leader on that roster. So he doesn't have a whole lot of experience, but he's a big man that had the respect of his teammates. And O linemen are always the smartest guys on the field, right? So when you see how they made a point there that he graduated, that's what I'm talking about. We got us some scholars on the O line coming to San Antonio. Let's go.
Well, speaking of picks, Arlington Renegades, I picked Nasir Gear, a Wake Forest cornerback. So something to look at right there. Let me see if the Stallions have picked up their third round. Here we go. Jalen Morton, a name I'm familiar with, Prairie View A&M quarterback. So it looks like the Stallions have figured out who's going to be their third quarterback, and they're sticking with last year's backup. Jalen Morton potentially probably going to be the third quarterback here for the Stallions. So, interesting pick.
DC is drafting very strong so far.
Yeah, I'm finally happy with the Stallions pick. I'm so happy.
I mean, we drafted an O lineman and a defensive tackle. I think we probably got two strongest guys in the draft. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'll say weightlifting competition between San Antonio draft picks and UCF draft picks. See what happens. Nothing. Ace is so tuned into the technical side of this thing. He doesn't even hear me talking smack.
I heard you say Roughnecks, and I was like, I don't know. Jalen Morton, you guys brought him back.
Yes.
Interesting. Did you already say that? That might be awesome. Calvin Jackson, Nasir Greer.
I'm going to go out on them, dude, and just say the next pick has to be a skill position player. Has to be.
For the Browns?
Yeah, for the Browns. Sorry. I figured everybody figured with the banner that whenever I said any words, it was Browns specific. I don't care about the other 7 teams, to be perfectly honest with you. But I think Ace has figured that out over the last few weeks. So, but yeah, we definitely need some skill players drafted soon for the Browns. That way we get some speed out on the edge. You know what I'm saying? And I think Ace just got tired of dealing with me and walked away. And that is why Ace is the best VP of. Oh, you can't hear me yet. That is why Ace is the best VP of content in anywhere. Yeah? Did you hear me?
Here, Buck Talk. I'm trying to see if we have any echo now.
Test. Oh, hi, Kenny. Oh, we can't hear you, Kenny.
So now you guys.
Here we go. Now you guys don't have a echo, but I do. Here we go. And now we got Kenny. Yeah.
went to a USC game this year when they played.
Apparently everyone's muted now. So.
Oh, nice.
Everybody's muted now. I am trying to fix it over here. Yeah.
It's fixed.
We're gonna have to listen to echo. But here, talk guys. Let me see if I can hear you.
All right. So still, anyway, an interesting pick for San Antonio. Let's see if the Memphis showboats drop theirs yet. Let's see. Here we go. Max Roberts, offensive linebacker from Boston College. He has gone there. Ace, let's see if your Roughnecks have selected someone yet. Here we go. This is a name you might recognize, promise. Norman Price from South Mississippi, offensive tackle, offensive guard. He is joining the Houston Roughnecks. So, got that there. And then let's see who's next. See the Battlehawks have selected theirs. Battlehawks. And let's see, there we go. John Dacka from James Madison University, linebacker. He has joined the Battlehawks. So,
No,
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out which one of the things I just added created an echo on you.
On me?
Yeah. Or all of us.
All of us. Okay. All right, I was just making sure. No. Then let me pull up the Panthers.
That are intriguing. He was in the top 70% of vertical leap, 37 inches. He bench press 17 reps there of the allotted weight, which put him in the top 73%. So you got a strong defensive back. Scored high overall rating is great. So, hey man, let's go.
All right. Well, speaking of
strong, fast, and he runs a 4.4 D-back. Let's get it.
Well, speaking of picks, the Michigan Panthers have picked Cole Murphy from Syracuse. He was with them last year. So it looks like they're retaining their kicker.
Testing 1 2.
There we go.
Hey, there we go. It helps if you plug in your microphone.
That does help.
Man,
everybody has an echo now.
Yeah.
And I do not know how to fix it.
Everybody has that
All
echo?
four of us.
I don't.
No. I'm listening.
I don't hear an echo.
I'm listening to the live stream.
Okay.
All of us have an echo.
And can you send me a screenshot again? Let me take a look at it.
Yeah. Well, still be.
We'll get it figured out.
All right. Well, another Brahma has been picked while we're figuring that out. CD Okene? Tennessee State offensive tackle. He has been selected to go to DC. So another pick up there on that front for everyone. All right.
CD Okiki. That's my boy. I'm so happy he just got picked. Who picked him? DC?
DC.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so I'm gonna be a little. I've been giving Webb a hard time on DC team all year, so I'm gonna keep you really for him.
Yeah. Well, another pick. The Arlington Renegades picked up B.J. Bello from Illinois State, a linebacker. So interesting pick from that front. See if the Steins dropped their pick yet. And yes, I have a former Pittsburgh Mauler from the orange and purple iteration, Terrell Bonds, State cornerback. So they're really going in and trying to solving their quarterback problem a little bit right there. All right. So we are back step one with the San Antonio Brahmas to see who they will pick up next go around.
And mute the two cast audios. And see if that fixes it. Because when when the three of us are speaking,
I see mine move. I don't see the audio output. We'll see. Guys, just keep talking. Let's talk through.
Interview with him on the bullpen. He's got a book out. Go check out the book. It's amazing. He's got a great story. He's an individual good guy. He works with kids. I'm so happy that his dream is going to continue, and he's doing position coaching, and he's just an all-around good guy. So that's what a lot of leagues is about, giving these good guys a chance to further their career and chase their dreams. So congratulations, Chidi.
Well, that's great to hear. We finally have another San Antonio pick. I screwed this up. It looks like this is a Letterman pickup. Deron Parker from Mississippi State, offensive tackle. He is joining the Brahmas.
Well, an SEC O-lineman is never a bad pickup, and we can definitely see there's a pattern. I might have to go revisit my whole. I did a whole line breakdown in my latest video. So with all these linemen that we're taking, I'm gonna have to. We already had a whole bunch on roster. We're gonna have to go through some evaluation, check out some stats on these guys. Mississippi State O-line tackle, Mr. Parker. Welcome to the Brahmas. The bullpen always like guys in the trenches. That's why they call us the Brahma, man. We're not kitty cats or rowboats or anything like that. We're all legs in the trenches. Let's go win football games.
All right. Well, Memphis Showboats, they picked up Lee Morse from Oklahoma, former breaker, also wide receiver. Nice pickup for them. I can really see this being a potential, like someone they can use to kind of help with, especially someone like Case Cookus. So interesting pick from that perspective. All right. And then Roughnecks. Ace, it looks like your Roughnecks. They're picking more. Well, hang on. Well, no, they actually picked a long snapper. Logan Clausman from Kansas. So interesting from that perspective. All right, moving on. We have the Michigan Panthers. Is it Michigan? No, it's St. Louis. Excuse me. Battlehawks. And they have picked up Abdul Betchman from Kansas State offensive guard. Played with the Guardians last season. So once again, it looks like man, it feels like a lot of these drafts are just filling up places where I feel like just teams are in excess sometimes. I don't know. It's a very strange place. I don't know where to place for that. All right. Let's see if the Panthers have made their pick. Looks like we're waiting at that point. Boop. All right.
Pre-draft, the Brahmas had 10 O-linemen. counting center guards tackle, total of 10. And we picked up two, so that puts us up to 12. I mean, that's a pretty good number to start evaluating talent.
Oh, did they already drop it? Let's see. Yes. So basically, it looks like the Panthers are bringing back their special teams through the draft, which is interesting to say the least. Interesting strategy. All right. Now it'll be DC time. DC. They have picked up Andreas Boone from Louisville. And which we are waiting on. Arlington has not dropped their pick yet. So.
I'm going to go on record again and say our next pick is going to be a skill player.
Mm-hmm.
Like this. Can I cross horns? What do you do? I don't know. We need some skill, baby. Come on. Man, look at everybody hard at work. We got Ace and Kenny down there texting back and forth, trying to get this audio fixed for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm just glad it turns out it wasn't me, so they can't blame me later, because you know y'all are having audio even when I wasn't here.
I am not convinced of that. You just wait. I will find a way. I will find a way to blame it on you.
All right. Well, let's see.
I have an idea that might fix it, but it's going to involve you all leaving and coming back in.
Hey,
all
man.
right.
Well, now.
It is worth a shot.
Mm-hmm. All right. So do you just want me to leave right now?
No, not yet.
Okay. Well. All right. Let's see. Arlington has still not dropped their pick yet. Looks like we're waiting on those final two graphics to drop, unless they have. Nope.
Hey, Buck, do you have how many rounds the draft is?
I have no idea. I would have to go, but maybe put that in the original announcement. Hold on.
I would suspect it would be close to 20 rounds, just to be, because the majority of teams are sitting at about that 50.
Yeah. So so players not selected on Friday will be selected for the choose from the previous league. That process will take place in a second dispersal draft on January 15th. So that's today. They have not said when they are going to be continuing the Ace. You have changed your camera setup. Oh wow.
No, so my camera setup is the same in the stream, but I changed to a different laptop for the group where I have all of you in there and I'm pulling your streams from. And I think it may have just fixed it in the stream. I think that it was pulling my whole computer's audio, not just what's coming through my mic.
Uh-oh. Hang on, you got to turn off your computer speaker. Can you? It was echoing through someone.
No, my computer speaker's not on.
Huh.
So now, Buck, you have no echo in here. Here, do you want to talk? Josh, try and talk. Get your microphone hooked up.
Yep. The echo seems to be fixed.
It had nothing to do with OBS. I'm so annoyed.
I told you, man. OBS is freaking awesome.
Wait for the cow pasture. It could. How's the echo? You got echo? Cow pasture? Over? 1, 2?
Man, the Renegades are taking forever to drop their pick.
I think I figured it out, and I'm so happy about it. Okay, now we can actually get into this, and I'm very excited. So, Lee Morris to the Boats is very, very exciting. He is a very good draft pick. He was a receiver that people, they look at Jay Adams, they look at They looked at Johnny Dixon. He was putting up a lot of production, so that's really good. They got Vinny Papali back. They're pretty stacked. Okay, so now I can not listen to our stream, which is nice. Perfect, gentlemen. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy about this. Okay, the Brahmas taking more offensive line. We got Logan Klussman back, our long snapper. He has not actually played for us yet. We picked him up in this offseason for the Roughnecks, and we got him back. We didn't protect him. A lot of teams did not protect their long snappers, kickers, and punters, and now we're seeing them kind of draft them back. It might almost be that like a lot of things happen in these leagues where they have a unspoken agreement, like not publicly spoken, they speak it to each other, but it's like, hey, we're all going to drop our long snappers, kickers, and punters. Nobody else take them. We're going to grab them back. So they may have done
Makes
that.
sense.
And then the other teams are going to be like, oh, okay, well, we just won't touch them then, I guess. So.
That sounds like a roses and cherries viewpoint on spring football. I can tell you, if I was a GM, and I wanted that long snapper, I'd take him.
I understand. And, some people might. It might be like, oh, don't touch them in our,
Hey, real quick, sorry to interrupt, but the Arlington Renegades, they have picked Juwan Manego from Delaware Valley, a wide receiver. Let me see who the Stallions have picked. So let's say they're dropping their graphics again. All right. It looks like the Stallions have grabbed our long snapper, Ryan Langan from Georgia Southern. He is back with the Stallions. So as you were talking about that, the Stallions did it. So, all right, back to the Brahmas.
I think that might have been a straight up thing. Kyle Kramer and Cole Murphy both got picked back up by the Michigan Panthers. Those are guys, they've been on the team for Cole Murphy. I think he's been their kicker at least the past season. They may have picked him up late in season 1. Remember, Jeff Fisher in season 1 did not draft a kicker. He drafted a punter, and then he just only had a punter going through the season, and it cost them 2 games. So these are important things.
All right. Well, we are back to square one with just kind of waiting up for San Antonio to drop their picks again. Ace, how many rounds do you think this is going to go? Because Kenny said maybe 20. The league has not put out how much it's going to be, how many rounds. So I think we're probably going to type out about 10, but I don't know personally.
I don't know, because you look at teams like the DC Defenders and they drop down to 50. It could go up to 20. Teams can only fill up to 75 players.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. Here, I'm going to tweet that our echo is fixed so that if people bailed out, they can come back.
Yeah. but something I think we should also talk about is free agency is open back up tomorrow. So there's definitely teams that probably have guys that they want to, keep around, and it's just like, all right, how are they going to handle that part?
Yeah, which is the reason that I am pretty sure that AJ McCarron might be coming back, because I cannot think of any other reason that we would not have already drafted a cool quarterback.
Well, the one thing, speaking of quarterbacks, where's Brandon Silvers? He signed. I am surprised no one has picked him up yet. You would think
man, he's coming
Battlehawks would.
You watch, he's coming back to the Roughnecks. I have to believe it.
Well, and maybe he doesn't want to come.
All right. Well, actually, speaking of the Brahmas, real quick, KD Cannon, Baylor, former Guardian last season. He is a wide receiver. He is going to the San Antonio Brahmas. So let me see if the Showboats have dropped theirs yet.
Okay, so this is a guy that I have firsthand experience with, and I have a fantastic story about KD Cannon. If you guys are down to hear it.
Real quick, looks like we're getting a batch of picks.
We are.
So Sally's Utafi, I apologize if I script the names. Utah offensive tackle. He goes to Memphis Showboats. Let's see if the Roughnecks have dropped theirs yet for you, Ace.
We did. We drafted back Gene Coleman II out of Delaware, who we had unprotected in the first draft. So that's an interesting move. I think Lionel feels confident in the picks that he already had, and it makes sense that he's just kind of grabbing them back now at this point. I'm hoping to see him draft back Justin Ford out of Montana. Justin Ford is one of the best man corners in college football his senior year. Press man, he's just elite at it, and we unprotected him. I'd like to see him back. But to get Gene Coleman II back, that's good. He's a good wide receiver. You can never have too many going into camp.
Yeah, and then St. Louis, Kenny, this is for you. Mandy Alonso from Virginia, defensive tackle. He is now a St. Louis Battlehawk.
Well, we keep getting those. We keep getting those big guys, but we don't really need them. And it is not Boogie Wobbles, and so I really don't care about that pick.
All right.
Unfortunately.
Well, the Michigan Panthers, they have selected Vantrell McMillan out of Chattanooga, defensive end. He is back with them after kind of being unprotected in the original dispersal draft. So let us move on to DC, see if they have made their pick.
And we have the Birmingham Stallions just picked up Madre Harper, cornerback out of Southern Illinois.
Are you kidding me?
No. Are you kidding me? No, Ryan Allen still. Where is he?
Ace, I'm still waiting on the KD Cannon story.
Oh, man. Okay, y'all want to hear a KD Cannon story. This guy.
All Brahma fans do, yes.
I have loved KD Cannon since going to Baylor just because he's amazing. So it's kind of two stories. So the first story, he was the same year as me at Baylor. I believe he is one of 2 5-star recruits that Baylor has ever pulled. So KD Cannon, he was literally one of the fastest dudes on the field. His hands weren't amazing. They got better in college. He obviously put in work, but he's one of 2 5-star high school recruits that we ever got. So during our rally, before week 1 of school, when is that called? When you go to college and it's the week before school starts and you're a freshman?
Spring training?
No, for
spring camp.
For normal students.
Oh, spring break? Are you talking about that?
No. I literally
depends on what school.
I just got to college, right? I just got to college. We were all just getting into
orientation.
Yeah, orientation. So we're going through like orientation.
That Baylor education right there.
Yeah, I'm an engineer, man. Words aren't my strong point. So we're going through orientation. They have this spirit rally, and they have a couple football players. And at the time, Art Briles come up and try and get everybody hyped because that weekend was going to be our first football game. We had our first week of school, and then our first game was going. And there's this dude, just like everybody's in their friend groups that they met during orientation. It's welcome week is what it was. Welcome week is happening. Everybody has friend groups. And me and my roommate are standing out there watching this rally. And there's just this dude standing behind us alone. And we're like, what? And I turn around and I'm like, I feel like I know this guy. And my roommate, Beto, he turns around. He goes, that's KD Cannon. I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, yeah, he's just standing behind us in this rally right now, in the middle of the field watching the other football players up on the thing. I was like, what? And 2 girls are standing next to him and they hand him their phone and they ask him to take their photo. So he's literally just chilling there, like the best football player to come through Baylor at that point. And he's standing there taking photos of girls for them. He's like, yeah, I'll take your picture for Instagram. Like nobody's asking him for photos. Now, the second story happened 2 years later. So 2 years later, I was in ROTC at Baylor. Every Thursday, I had to walk around in my Army uniform. Super annoying, not convenient at all. You have to go to all classes in your Army uniform. Every Thursday, I would see KD Cannon right before I would go out to my Army lab, out to a field. We had math class at the same time, and he would come out of his class, and I would come out of my class, and we would pass each other, and he would always say, oh, what's up? Because he saw me in my uniform, and I guess he thought that was something. And I'd be like, oh, how you doing, KD? Like, he did not know my name, but he knew I was that guy in uniform. So then later that semester, I'm out at some random frat party, and I'm just hanging out, just standing there talking, and some dude walks by who's in the frat, and he bumps into me. And I turn around, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, man. I didn't see you walking there. And he turns around, and he starts stuff, and he shows me, and he says, oh, are you wanting to go right now? Or you want to do this? I do not want to do this. I have a lot on the line with ROTC, with all this, with engineering. I don't want to get in a fight. And I feel someone put their hand on my shoulder behind me. And I'm like, oh no, I'm about to die. And I look up and KD Cannon is standing behind me at this party. And he starts yelling at this frat guy. And he goes, "You don't touch him, man. You don't mess with this guy." He goes, "I got him." And he looks at me, he goes, "I got you, bro." And it turns out that he had recognized me in having my Army uniform after math class. And he had my back in a fight I did not want to be in. And
There you
this
go.
frat guy immediately backed down and walked away.
It looks like, hang on, sorry to interrupt, but it looks like all the 7th round picks have been announced. Bo Scarborough is back in Birmingham.
There you
He has
go.
been picked up.
Whoa.
So let's go see San
news.
Antonio.
Thank you, Peter. He said orientation in the chat. He was right.
Landon Akers, Iowa State wide receiver. He's been picked up for San Antonio.
Hey, he's back, baby. Yes, we'll take him.
All right.
Great slot receiver.
Ace, this is someone you know. Will Likely, Maryland cornerback. He has gone to the Showboats. All right, let me grab the Roughnecks. The Roughnecks have picked up. Looks like we don't know yet. They have not posted their 7th round pick. So interesting.
All right, trying to get people back in here to watch after our echo is fixed. So annoying when stuff like that happens.
Hey, was not to go back, but real quick, I got one question. Was Katie on the championship team when Baylor won the Big 12?
No. Well, so we did win the Big 12 my freshman year. It was the first year of the college football playoffs. We ended up 5th, and we did not get to go to the playoffs. That was back when Baylor was big time balling. We were 5th place, and then we lost in the Sugar Bowl to number 6 Michigan State. KD was an absolute monster that year. We had KD Cannon. We had Antoine Goodley, where I don't really know what happened to him. But then we had Corey Coleman as well. And that season, the next season, Corey Coleman had what was going to be the most prolific wide receiver season that anybody's ever had in college. And then our quarterback went down and broke his neck. Our second quarterback, Jarrett Stidham, then hurt his back.
Ooh.
And then we had Jalen McClendon throwing for him, and he didn't throw as well as the other two. So it was crazy. But he was having what was going to be the best college, like Division I wide receiver season of all time. So that was crazy.
Yeah.
Welcome to San Antonio, KD.
Welcome to San Antonio, KD. I doubt he remembers that. I doubt he remembered doing that at the party, but that was.
You know, if I get a chance, I'm going to ask him. If I run into him at one of the events or something, I'm asking. That's for sure.
Absolutely do it. He's a great guy. Bo Scarborough, man. If they didn't get him back, like, I think him alone not coming back to Alabama would have affected the amount of people in the stands at game 1. Honestly.
I disagree with you. I think the Stallions are becoming very much their own item now in Birmingham, at least. They're kind of seen as a very positive thing that's happening, at least with Protective Stadium. So I'm going to disagree with you there, but at least trying to get more people to come. Oh yeah, that's a huge boost right there. I'm someone who I think there's a chance this could be his last season, and then like he becomes kind of like a PR person for the Stallions in the future, because he's been kind of seen as like a face of selling tickets and stuff like that. So I think he's definitely got an office job with the Stallions in the future.
Look at that, the DC Defenders. So if you haven't been watching, if you go to our channel, we have the show, the DC Defender Show. It's hosted by Webb and Alex. They used to cover the Maulers. Now they're covering DC for us. Two of our best guys, especially as far as covering teams and doing a show, like the best at it. They have been talking about the DC Defenders. They didn't protect like anybody. And then they protected the 42, but they just drafted like 10 people in the dispersal draft. They had by far the least amount of people. Now we see that they're drafting their people back. It's an interesting move.
All right. Well, apparently the 7th round was the final pick because St. Louis, they just posted with our final pick in the 2024 UFL Super Dispersal Draft. They picked up a familiar face, Christian Olmstead from Findlay, offensive guard. He is sticking with them. So looks like maybe the draft has wrapped up. Okay. I'm still trying to see who Houston picked. They have not posted it yet.
How many openings did St. Louis have? Are they stopping it when they get to the 75?
And we came in at 54, and so we still have quite a few openings.
Yeah, they may have actually, they can say our last pick, and it may not be other people's last pick in the 7th round. They may have only wanted that many picks in the draft, and they're declaring we are going to be taking the rest in free agency starting tomorrow on the 16th.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm trying to see if anyone else has posted that's their final pick. Houston still has not posted their
We're always
pick
behind,
yet.
man. We're always having a good time.
Yeah, but
what the heck? We having a good time, bro.
I'm a little surprised about that. Maybe there's a difference. I'm trying to see has DC posted anything. So a name we didn't get to talk about, Puka Williams, running back from Kansas. He has gone to the DC Defenders. I know that not trying to be rude or anything like that, but there was, of course, some news about him last month. So
we just got a AJ Hindy pick. AJ Hindy, safety out of Maryland. That's after the Landon Akers pick. So Brahmas are still grabbing players.
And he is another Houston Roughneck from last season that is coming back to join Wade Phillips and his rough and tough defense now on the Brahmas. So that's staying with what's been happening, still getting more Roughnecks.
Hey, why start over from scratch? Just bring in players that know your system and put them to work, man. Let's get it.
That's absolutely fair. That's fair. We have Royce Waxenfelter on the chat. He is saying St. Louis is waiting for all those NFL drops. That is not a bad move. Kenny, what do you think about that?
Well, I know that Coach Beck that he has mentioned it's several times. He has mentioned it several times that and that the players on the NFL NFL practice squads, and that they should give UFL a chance. And St. Louis has always been a team that has went after those practice squad players, and so I would not be surprised if we do not fill out our roster off of the practice squad, but there are still several big names that I think deserve a chance to at least go to training. At least go to training. Yeah, at least go to training camp.
I agree. Buck, as a whole so far, what do you think of what your boys have been doing?
Mixed bag in my opinion. I feel like we stayed a little too defensive for the first part of the draft. I'm not a fan of how that went, especially considering we have a lot of offensive linemen. It looks like maybe some voices were heard because now we're starting to get some pickups on the offensive side of the ball. So maybe things are kind of coming together. Birmingham, actually, speaking of that, we have picked up one of our offensive tackles, actually, Jameer Ross Johnson from Texas A&M. So, it looks like Birmingham's starting to maybe pick up some people that they needed overall, or are bringing back some of their players now. So, let's see. Interesting to kind of see what's going to happen. By the way, looks like Houston, Michigan, Arlington did not pick in the 7th round, so maybe there was some trades happening.
There could be trades. Another thing, I missed it. I did not see this happen, but I'm looking at a tracker right now. The Memphis Showboats drafted Will Likely, who...
Yeah, well, I did mention that.
You mentioned
it was
that?
just during...
I missed that.
Yeah. It was during all the audio stuff.
There you go. So they drafted Will Likely, who season 1 was one of the interception leaders in the USFL for the Houston Gamblers. He's just a playmaker. And then in season 2, he moved over to the XFL, and he was, a good playmaker over there for the Roughnecks. And now he's in Memphis. So back on the USFL side, that's impressive.
It looks like people are saying it was just an 8-round draft. So interesting to see if that. Let's see if San Antonio picks up anyone with the 9th round.
Here, I'm looking through right now to see if I see other names that maybe we talk about a little bit more.
I'm surprised Willie Roberts has not been picked up. And Jeff Badet also. Brandon Silvers. That's going to be big free agency. Yeah, that's free agency caliber right there.
Big names that it's strange that we're not seeing them happen right now. I don't know. Maybe get picked up later on. Did Josh leave? Is he gone?
I don't know.
He's back.
Oh, there he is.
It's like I spoke him into existence.
You know, hey, it's a long stream, you know, and I'll be honest with you, I've been drinking a lot of coffee and stuff,
You
so
had to run to the restroom. I get that.
I take a little break. Well, the good news is I didn't have to go far, you know, cow pasture.
Cow pasture. Just walk outside. There you go. CJ Johnson, wide receiver. All right. I'm liking this draft so far. Let me see. Let's find some more good highlights. Let's look at Katie Cannon. I bet he has some highlights up there on XFL. Fun fact also, my flag football team in college was called the KD Pistols. So that was fun.
Nice.
Yeah, we had a good time. Katie Cannon was a big name around Baylor. Everybody really liked him on the team. He didn't cause any problems. I like the dude. So I'm excited to see him, get his shot.
So I just learned something right now that Quentin Dormady played for the high school here in San Antonio, the Bernie Greyhounds, which is just northwest side of San Antonio. So we're getting a hometown. Look, hey, I just became a huge fan. One of the things I used to like about the old AAF was they had regional allocation for players, so it kept Texas kids home and Florida kids home and wherever they played, and you got that instant fan buy-in. Barney's got a great high school program here, so it's going to be awesome. We're getting a local guy back down here to play in the Dome, and that's awesome. Super pumped about that. He just went up at least just being from Texas. Maybe you can understand this, Ace. Just being from Texas gets him points.
Oh, 100%. When you're talking football, if a person is from Texas, yeah, they get points, man. They're high up on that list.
If two quarterbacks are equal, but one's from Texas, the Texas guy is better 100%. Than the other one.
100%.
Deal with it, everyone else.
Deal with it.
Well, and I hate to say it, but I do think the San Antonio Bombers, I do believe that they had the best Super Draft. They picked up the biggest needs.
Them and the DC Defenders, I think.
Yeah, the Defenders did good too.
Remember, Defenders fans, go watch the DC Defender show over on our channel. Right here, this is a good one. John Yarbrough was on my wish list for the Houston Roughnecks. He was a starter for them last year. He was a starter season 1 of the USFL for the Gamblers, then went over to the XFL and was still on the Houston team. Will Likely and him were the two that went from Houston to Houston. I wanted him back. That's a great pickup for you guys. That is a day one starting offensive lineman and a tackle at that, which is one of the hardest positions to fill. So the Brahmas, I think they had a fantastic draft. If we do a power rankings, there's nowhere but up for them to go. I think they're definitely moving up. I think Houston might be moving down, but that's okay. Keep them wanting more. I love it.
So Brahmas are jumping, right? We're at 6. We're at 6 in the current UFM power rankings. So
probably up to
5.
Up to 5, maybe.
4, dude.
Maybe
Quentin Dormady,
maybe
huge pickup.
I like it.
I know you were like, I didn't know a lot about him. I didn't like him that much. Dude, he slings the ball. He can run better than people think. That's a great pickup, and I'm jealous.
Oh, I saw your episode. I know you wanted him. So that's why when we got...
and you still thought he wasn't that good?
No. I was just being honest. He didn't start for Orlando, and then he came in, and they didn't win very many games. So there's always factors that go into that. So there's always you got to have guys who know how to win. I don't know if y'all watched the Cowboys game the other night, but Dak Prescott does not know how to win, and that's why he doesn't win. And so
every year,
yeah.
One time
Go
of the year, I root for the Cowboys, and it's against the Panthers.
Oh, get out of here, Ken!
Every single year. But Zaquandre White picked up by the Birmingham Stallions in the draft. Drop that. Did you already announce that, Buck?
Oh, which one?
Zaquandre White.
No. He, I have not. Has he been drafted? I didn't see his name.
DC Defenders have drafted Boogie Roberts, San Jose State.
Okay, so we're
Mahler's legend. We are getting a new thing of graphics coming down. Boogie Roberts to DC. That's awesome.
All right, Boogie.
That is so exciting.
I wanted him. Damn it.
Everybody
Hey,
wanted him.
More
LaQuandre
breaking
White
news.
He's
stays in
fucking awesome.
Birmingham. Let's
And Zaquandre
go.
White stays. That was a
More-
name I was hoping
More
to
breaking
see.
news. The Brahmas draft another Houston player, offensive tackle John Yarbrough. Let's go.
That's what I said.
You
I
said that?
I said he
Oh, my
started.
bad.
He started for the Gambler season 1, started for the Roughneck season 2. You guys got a day 1 starter at tackle.
Oh, were you talking to me? I thought you were
Yes, I
talking
was talking to
to
you. I was talking to you. bro.
Sorry, man. I
But
apologize.
some big
Let's
names
go.
that we still have
Let's
not
go.
seen. Some big names we still haven't gotten seen get drafted yet. Jeff Badette, Joe Walker, Bailey Gaither, Troy Williams, Brian Allen. These are big names that are still on the board. We have a lot of people chatting, which is a fun time.
Yeah.
We also have just hit 400 views on the live stream, so that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Even with the audio, with no audio,
Yes.
Ace,
With
if you would have figured out the audio in the first
Dude.
5 minutes,
We'd have been, yeah. It's a learning curve, man. I had to figure it out, and now we know.
and
Yeah,
you wanted it to be my fault so bad.
I did. I wanted it to be your fault so bad, dude. Boogie Roberts, though, that's a fantastic pickup. He's all USFL 2023. You will be able to, DC Defenders fans, you will 100% be able to interact with him online via Instagram, Twitter. He's a USFL Players Association player rep. He is very deep in this league. He loves spring football. He loves these leagues. This is where he wanted to go. So DC has been reaching out to him. 2 teams were vying really hard for Boogie, calling him all week, and DC is where he fell. This is where he wanted to go. He has some friends over there. I'm excited to see it. He's basically the only top tier defensive tackle that was available in either draft that the Roughnecks did not draft. So that's
So Boogie is in our back. Is that what I'm hearing?
yeah. Boogie's right there. He's gonna get you Brahmas fans.
Good thing we got Yarbrough on the line to block him.
Yeah.
I feel bad. Scout he said he could jump on, but I did not create another layout for an extra person. So
Hey, if Scott wants to jump on, man, I'm good. I'll go watch the rest of the show. The Brahmas already won the draft anyways, so I don't really need to be here anymore. We got your quarterback.
I think it'd be more fair if I let my Stallions Run co-host cop on. So if he wants to, I'll be happy to take my bow and exit also.
You're the boss, Ace.
I'll ask him. I also figure that Josh kind of wants to jump out because he's literally in a container freezing his butt off. I didn't even go to work today. It's so cold and there's ice that I didn't go to work today in Texas.
See that? That's smoke from my.
That's smoke from your breath. Yeah, dude, that's cold.
Yeah. I'm in a cow pasture. I don't know. I keep mentioning that, but it's like 19, 20 degrees out here. But I'm good. We're tough down here. We don't let a cold weather reschedule things.
That's freaking crazy. I don't know how you do it. Why don't you do it in your house? Explain to us why you do it in the cow pasture real quick while I get him ready.
2 minutes. So I'm building a new house, and right now I am living in my travel trailer, and it's small. My wife makes a lot of noise, and I have dogs. And my travel trailer's in the same cow pasture that the container's in. So, but I am building a 1,000-foot man cave / media room in my new house. So it's going to be great. So I'll have by next season, I will have a beautiful actual studio to broadcast out of. So if anybody puts up with my cow pasture nonsense this year, by next year, we should be good to go.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah, bro. All right. So Scout said he's jumping in. Once he does, I'll let you know, and I will switch you guys out.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna. You guys are just seeing like my side profile right now.
Yeah.
But it looks great on the on the stream though. It looks great on the stream.
It's a completely different camera.
Yeah, looks great on the stream. Everything's looking wonderful.
Man, that cow pasture. Kenny, I don't know what camera you have, but you always look so crisp, so clean.
Yeah, well, I am the professional, so I have to look all crisp.
Oh, okay.
Clean, right?
That's my game. He's the whole reason we're doing this right now.
I just had the day off, so I was like, man, let's talk draft, and we got some views, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, we did.
Just
Oh,
the only
hey,
thing.
and one more thing.
Can
So
steal.
when I left a minute ago, I really didn't have to go to the restroom. My generator was running low on fuel, and I'm doing all this off a generator. So let that sink in. Technical difficulties, Ace. Right?
There you go. All right. Did we announce that the San Antonio Brahmas drafted Cody Crest, wide receiver out of
No.
Sam Houston State?
They're randomly dropping the picks. I am not happy
These are
about that
super
part.
random. I think the draft has been over, and they're just catching up now.
They got John Yarbrough also from Richmond. We didn't get that one.
Man, that is the third person to say John Yarbrough. If we talk about John Yarbrough again, I'm going to lose my mind.
All right. See, Memphis. No, they haven't made a pick.
Let's see what Scout's saying. Everybody, if you're a DC fan, make sure you go follow at UFM Web. He's live tweeting right now from work. He couldn't be on. He's best friends with Boogie, like legitimately. So I would expect Boogie to be on his show, like maybe tomorrow. I don't know. So he's plugged into that team. He's definitely more plugged in now that Boogie is on that team. You got to go follow UFM Web, Alex UFM Alex. I don't know which way he has it. Those are going to be your guys, man. I promise. Oh, here we go. We got Scout. Any last words to say, Josh?
Like, share, subscribe. Let's go UFM. San Antonio Brahma bullpen. We already won the draft. Deal with it, the rest of you 17 draft losers.
Draft losers.
Oh, thanks, man.
All right, and you can just jump off at any point that you want to, and I'm just gonna add him. There he goes.
There we go.
He bounced so fast. It was instant. But so a reason that I want to get Scout on here, I don't know if a lot of people know Scout that well. If you follow him, Southern Charm Sports Online, you know him, but he has a lot of insight, especially on players coming out of the state of Alabama, whether it be high school, whether it be college, a lot of niche football, alt football knowledge. He's just a guy that I think he's going to be good to have on here. Scout, can you hear me? All right, cool. So let's get his butt in here. Once I can actually get his link. Let's do this. All right, let's see if he pops in, if he populates. But let's go back to Twitter. There he is. Scout, can you hear us? Can we hear you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear
him.
you. Look at
Okay,
that.
thanks.
We're just swapping people in and out now. We got audio fixed and everything's perfect. Scout, I want your top 3 draft picks that you've seen right now. Any team. Who are they? Go.
Ezra Gray, Nate Brooks. This isn't really in order. Ezra Gray, Nate Brooks. I'm trying to pull one out of the hat. Hold on.
Just trying to pull random things.
Definitely, like I would say the top 2 are Ezra Gray and Nate Brooks.
Okay, so as a Houston Roughnecks fanboy, you know, hopefully the guy for the team for a lot of people, seeing us draft a running back, I wasn't excited by the position that we drafted, but I know that Ezra Gray is a good running back. Tell me why I need to be excited, and tell the rest of Roughnecks Nation why we are excited that Ezra Gray is going to come in and be a 1-2 punch with my man Mark Thompson.
Yeah, I mean, like I think with all football type stuff, you need the whole you need like the fire and ice. You need the one finesse guy, the one power guy, and I think that like Ezra gives you that finesse power, or not finesse power, finesse. Whereas Mr. Thompson gives you that power, and like I think just like the way the Gamblers played last season to this season, or well, Gamblers now Roughnecks, I think it'll play into their strengths a lot. I do think. Did the Roughnecks draft a quarterback? That was one thing that I had on my list.
No, at least not yet. I've not seen. I have not seen them. Let me check again.
Is Ezra Gray out of Alabama State?
Yes.
No wonder you know the guy.
Mhm.
There you go.
And he also had a. He also has as Omar put it, a garbage time touchdown in a playoff game. He had a kickoff return touchdown against the Stallions in the playoff games. So, also,
Ezra
fellas,
Braden?
I have the
Right.
biscuits drip today.
The biscuits drip. That's what's up. We also have the DC Defenders drafted Anthony Hines, linebacker out of Texas A&M. They really are. The Defenders are going hard. Like I said earlier, they did not draft many people in the dispersal draft. I think they really did. They're drafting a lot of their guys that went unprotected. I think DC really is saying, we liked who we had. We just wanted to get them back. We weren't going to go draft other XFL guys from other teams. They didn't care. They didn't want them. You know, I'm good with it. All right. But, man, I'm trying to get all hyped up about Ezra Gray. I found his highlights. Let's watch them. Let's talk about them while we keep talking.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Alabama State. Man, we drafted a guy out of Alabama State, a corner. I don't believe he has ended up in any leagues yet, but he's ended up in the NFL on a practice squad, I believe.
Oh, hang on real quick. Sorry to interrupt.
Who you got?
Bobby Holly, Louisiana Tech fullback. He's been drafted back to the Stallions.
Nice. Bobby, a fan of the show. We love him. One of the strongest guys in the league, like hands down. During COVID, he was actually pulling and pushing his truck or his friend's truck to work out. The dude is a beast. Love to see him coming back. He's a great player. All right, Ezra Gray he's showing out. I'm in, and especially if he's a return specialist, I'm absolutely in. Whatever.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
I think at Bama State he was kind of whatever he wanted to be. Just like give him the ball and he'll run. That Auburn Alabama State game at the start, I was actually there for that one. It's so fun. I think Bama State has played Auburn twice in Jordan-Hare in the past like decade, and I've been at both of them. Just random.
It is kind of random, but I love it. All right.
Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah. Reggie Barlow. Shout out. Oh. Isn't he the DC coach still?
Yeah. What about him though?
He graduated from Alabama State.
Oh, man, you know a lot about that school. That is awesome.
Yeah, and
right,
he was the
we're getting towards the end of the draft. I asked Scout, I want to know his 3 players. Buck, who are your 3 players for the Stallions? And then Kenny, I'm coming to you for your 3 players for the Battlehawks. So get those together. Buck, off the top of your head, top 3, go from this draft.
Holder, Scarborough, just for the PR, and then I really don't want to say someone we brought back, but I'm going to have to go as Quandre White.
Quandre White. I enjoy that. Also, the Memphis Showboats just drafted Ty Smith, cornerback out of Towson, played for the Guardians last season. That's a good pickup. Like I said, defensive back is always something that you can't have too many of, especially when they start getting hurt. They always get hurt during the season. So good to be getting depth at that position. The Showboats look scary, and I'm kind of annoyed by it. But Kenny, your top 3 Battlehawks.
Yeah, and it is. I would say it is going to be the linebacker, the linebacker John Dedeca. Came from the Houston Roughnecks, and I am glad that we brought back Christian Armstead. And that we picked up the Camille McKenzie. It is always good to be going in to training camp with a lot of extra of those big guys, because we need to be able to protect that offense.
I will say, you guys can't see it right now unless you're looking at the live stream on YouTube, but I brought up St. Louis. They put a thread with all 8 of their draft picks. John Daka, that you said, starting linebacker, great guy to bring in. I really like the Cameron Kelly pick and Chris Garrett. Good. I think those are great picks. But yes, the fact that you brought in Abdul Beecham, Khalil McKenzie, and Christian Olmstead, you brought in 3 starting offensive linemen. That's huge, especially if you get AJ McCarron back. I love that you were giving the love to the big guys. They don't usually get love. Heck, Christian Olmstead, the best picture they had was him standing on the sidelines holding his shoulder pads. So like they never get the love that they deserve. So I'm very happy that you gave them that shout out, that love. It's going to be a little scary if they get AJ McCarron back, that they have like 2 starting offensive lines at this point. There's only a few teams in the league that have really stacked up the offensive line. I think the Roughnecks are one of them, and the Battlehawks. I think if the Roughnecks get a quarterback, we're going to be dangerous. But right now, I think the Battlehawks are moving up the board for me. I think DC is moving up. The Brahmas are moving up. Man, I'm just not super excited about Birmingham. Just kept bringing players back. That's not super. I get it. They had a championship team, but they're not creating a super team the way that some other teams are.
I disagree. I think they're picking up who they think's going to be the best, like kind of fill in some holes. But right now, I think they are grabbing players that they know that there's chemistry with, and I think they can go out and still beat these teams, even if there's different rosters. Could be wrong though. We could see the first losing season for the Stallions.
Oh, and how happy I would be. But
all right, okay. Real quick though, Scott, I have a question for you. What has been your reaction to the Birmingham side of the draft? It felt like there was a very negative kind of start until maybe the 3rd or 4th round.
Yeah. I mean, like I told you, or I told like the Sounds group chat, I was like, first few picks, especially the very first one, I was just like, what are we doing? And then it kind of turned around. And but I had to like sit down and think about it like right before I joined the space or whatever.
Mhm.
And then and I think in the first dispersal draft, that was where we got like the bigger guys, and then now we're just ironing out the other positions that we still needed. I don't think it's like a bad thing that we brought back some of the guys, because like some of them are like very specific. Like I don't think there's a Calandre White in the league. I don't think there's another well, Ryan Langan, I think, is just like, hey, you want to have a consistency of that position. But Jameer Johnson is a really good player. Bo, obviously, you said for PR stuff. I think that's true as well. And like Bobby Holly might be the only like true fullback in the USFL or UFL right now. I know that there are other ones, but they're not going to be getting the ball like Bobby is out back then. And I do think, like, I was very mad at the Nate Brooks letting him go, which we really didn't, but I had said that we should have locked him up anyway. And but we did get Terrell Bonds, so that's one where I'm like, hey, like we did get a player that is of similar skill set. But yeah, but it wasn't an inspiring start to the draft, but it has been better probably since like the 3rd pick. I like Holder, like I like Elijah Holder, but I wasn't necessarily like the highest on him. Like he might prove me wrong there, but it was interesting. So
I think Holder's a good pick for the Stallions, especially if you can get back to that kind of the picking off the ball like he was in 2022. I think that's something like we could see right there.
And I think, the XFL account just posted all the draft picks. So
yeah, it looks like the draft is done. So it looks like it was 10 rounds.
Yes, the draft is done. I was going through. Each team has put together a thread. So if you go, you click on their first pick, and they commented under each pick, all of their picks. So you can go check them out and see all of them in one area. And then let's see, I'm trying to find the XFL account went and they posted the full draft picks. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, rounds 5 through 10.
I'm not seeing a full. Maybe
I'll send it to you
them right here. Let me see.
Yep, it is the very first post. It is not. It is not any.
Yeah.
It is not any pixels.
Yeah, I just put it in the. I put it in the Discord.
There we go. Got it. So I have it pulled up. Yeah, it looks like we had all these. We announced them as they came out. Pretty good. Yes. So in round 8, 9, you can see everybody watching the live stream right now. You can see that the team started dwindling off. Round 10, the last round that they did, they only did 4 teams. The Brahmas, Showboats, Defenders, and Stallions picked in that round. Round 9, same teams. Round 8 was the last one that had the Battlehawks, and then they bowed out. So the Stallions really were going and getting their guys back, where other teams, they said, we have who we want and we're going to do the rest in free agency. Now, the crazy thing is that we still have Brandon Silvers. We still have Jeff Badette. We still have Cam Eccles-Looper is a guy that we need to throw his name out here. These are all guys that Todd Simmons Jr., Buckeye Mike asked if he got drafted. No, these players have not been drafted yet. There's so much talent. Think about it. There was premier talent, spring premier talent for two full leagues. They combined into one league. There's going to be a whole league of starters that just aren't on a team, basically. So there's a lot of names that we saw did not get drafted. That stinks, but we're hoping that they get picked up in FA maybe. We're hoping that, I don't know, they'll find a place. Who knows? Maybe they're going to go to the AFL. That's coming back.
But they just officially announced that there's going to be 75-man camps. So we will still see a ton of these guys, at least in camp. I don't know if they released an active roster limit yet.
You know, and it could be that they've had some conversations with some of these guys, and maybe they were not fully set on joining a specific team, and so they might have wanted to wait for the free agency so they can essentially choose where they end up. I can see some of these bigger names having some conversations that made it known that they were not interested in a particular team. So we have to just see where they end up in the free agency.
Hey, fellas, time out real quick. Did Reggie Corbin go?
No. That's another name. Huge name. Reggie Corbin still on the board. There's a lot of change happening in this league. There's a decent amount of players that were kind of the premier player. Think about it. Cam Eccles-Looper was the player they highlighted on their offense last year. You know, other than Darius Victor, it was him. Jeff Badette was the number one wide receiver on the Vipers. Martavius Bryant got picked up after the season. He wasn't even a top 3 receiver on his team. Jeff Badette was the number 1 receiver on the team. Reggie Corbin has been the face of the Panthers the past 2 seasons. These guys are not on a team right now. It's crazy, and we're going to see a lot of changes in this league going forward. You know, for some of us who love players like that, we love Reggie Corbin, we love Jeff Badette, we love seeing Cam Eccles-Looper. It's kind of it's exciting that there's new faces, but it's sad that these people aren't getting drafted. They're not getting onto teams, and why is not completely clear. We might see, you know, whenever things happen, players feel slighted, it seems things really come out and people open the air. But at this point, fellas, the draft is over. I can see that our viewer count is starting to dwindle down. I feel like it's about time that we call it a day. So let's go through everybody, give your last piece, and a shout out to all your fans. Buck, what you got?
I mean, right now, again, I think Birmingham had a bit of a slow start to the draft. I think near the end, they started to pick up some pieces. I think just reading a couple of things, it looks like free agency tomorrow. It looks like Birmingham might have already lined up some names that they're going to sign. So potentially we're going to start talking in tomorrow about names that are maybe going somewhere. I could potentially see someone like Jeff Badette going to Birmingham, considering looking at their wide receiver core. So potential name that I think Stallions fans should look out for. But you can find me at Stallions UFM and also every Wednesday on Stallions Run with Scout.
All right, Scout, you got anything to say?
Yeah, so another Alabama shout out, Damian Willis. This is a hat tip to Josh Boutwell, a Troy reporter. Damian Willis played at Troy, and he just got picked up by Memphis in the 8th round of the draft. So
nice.
And as a final tidbit, I think there's going to be a lot of like randomness with how this league happens, like in the offseason at least. Like we could very well see a drafted player not make the active roster, or something of that sort. So I don't think anything's set in stone currently. I do think, like, obviously there probably are a handful of players on every team that they have a connection to the coaches or whatever, and they're probably going to be there no matter what. But I will say one thing, because I said it as a joke beforehand, that the Guardians would get snatched up even though they were like their record was bad. And there were so many Guardians either in the XFL draft or this draft that got snatched up. And it's crazy to me because they had talent, but like they just could never put it together.
It was not a talent problem. I absolutely agree with that. Kenny, final words to your Battlehawks fans?
Yeah, and the last thing that I have to say is that even though that we're going to be going into training camp with 75 players, but we are going to be leaving training camp with only 45, and so we have a lot of we have a lot of fun stuff for us to keep track of, and we will make sure to stay on top of it.
Let me check that. Are they cutting down to?
I believe so. It isn't the starting roster at 45?
Yes, but I
or
think
is
they
it
have 10
54?
in they have 10 inactive. So let me check.
Okay, so it'd be 45 active and then 55 total.
I'm not seeing a total count on here. Yeah, they're showing camp roster. It was 58 players for USFL season 1 and 2. It's 75 for season 3 or UFL season 1. But I am not seeing the full number that they are going to have.
Yeah, I have to
players.
remember
Hang on,
where
let me pull up the
saw that at.
USFLPA. Hold on, they do have the full number.
Oh, here you go. They have a minimum active roster is 42. So I think they will probably have either an 8-man inactive roster or a 10-man inactive roster. So,
Also, how do y'all feel about the $150 pay bump per week?
I mean, 150 times what, 10 weeks minimum? That's pretty good money, man. That's another $1,500 in their pocket. I understand the players who are upset that it wasn't that much of a pay bump, that you took away an entire league and then you still only have it's $150 extra a player, but at least they got some.
Timeout. 11th round.
11th round?
Wide receiver Myron Mitchell was picked by by the Stallions. So
what just happened? There's an 11th round?
With our 11th round pick, we have selected Myron Mitchell. Okay, well, forget what I said about Jeff.
See, I'm telling you, man, I don't think there was a set number of rounds. I think it was literally just how many rounds are we going to go until people want to go. Like, yeah. Until people are like, nah. Okay, so the Showboats took Matt Coughlin. So that's a huge pick. The Defenders took Tobias Taylor, and the Stallions took Myron Mitchell. So Myron Mitchell back on the Stallions, a guy who he played a little bit for the Minnesota Vikings. Good to have him back. I'm sure you guys enjoy that. But Tobias Taylor, I don't have it right now. Let's go look at the DC Defenders. Is this another player that they already had on their team that they're bringing back? Let's see. No, maybe not. I don't know. But it's a running back, so it's not Reggie Corbin. Interesting. I don't know what's happening with that. Maybe injuries. I'm not sure. So
wait.
There's still 3 teams drafting?
At the moment, that we know of.
Well, I mean,
no, we're
so I mean,
we're into like 50 rounds.
The Stallions did waive 8 picks, I think, in the last draft. And they have to get to a certain number.
No, well, no, not anymore. That was just for
okay.
Man.
For
Yeah, and if only UFL has those shit together, and it actually be able to give out accurate information. I expect us to know a lot more about this, like a lot more by mid-February. I suspect they will get everything figured out on the media side of thing, so we can actually start actually knowing what it is going on.
Here we go, guys. We got round 12. The Showboats and Defenders are still drafting. The Defenders took Enrique Yenny Romero, and the Showboats took Antonio Brooks. Let me go check that out. Let's see who they are. Because I don't necessarily recognize the names. Man, I don't even know.
Please, Showboats and Defenders, stop.
What are you guys doing?
This is crazy. Let's see, Defenders. Posted where he's from. They haven't even put out graphics yet. The XFL just keeps posting the actual draft picks just by name. I have it up on the screen right now for everybody to see, but they don't even have graphics for the teams yet. So they haven't even posted about it.
They're just getting the text names out there. That's all they're doing. Like I think they're also pretty much trying to wrap this up.
Well, they put Tobias Taylor, like they put round 11 out on Twitter.
Yeah.
We'll see. Boats now have the best kicker punter combo in the UFL with Brandon Wright and Matt Coughlin. It's pretty good. Let's see. This is crazy. I wonder how many more draft picks there could be. It's only those two teams. Everybody else has bowed out at this point.
I'm just waiting to see if we get around 13.
Round 13, the Showboats select Michael Stevens.
That has to be it. They are done now.
It's just them. They're the only ones still going. Let me like it so they know that people are still looking. There you go.
Is it another breaker? Because clearly Coach Flip is just picking up his guys.
He definitely is. Boogie Romans, still no. Man, this has been crazy. How long has the stream even been going?
We've been going for over 2 hours.
Woo! And we only had an hour and a half of technical difficulties, so we're doing okay.
Well, I think now might still be it might still be a good time to end it, and we can just finish our coverage on social media.
I agree. Twitter. I think round 13 is done. That seems to be the last post. Man, this has been wild. We're trying to just figuring out on the fly, not just our stream, but also the draft. We didn't know how many rounds there would be. We didn't know how it was going to look. We didn't even know the order until this morning, but I think we handled it all well. It's been a fun time. Unless anybody has anything else to say.
I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This has been United Football Media live draft coverage. There's a bunch of shows going tonight that people are going to be covering how the league actually ended up drafting a team specifically, all that stuff. Watch for each of us. We have Stallions Run. We have DC Defender Show. We have the Roughnecks Rundown. We have the Battlehawk Blitz. We have Brahma Bullpen. All of those are going to be dropping episodes that are going over these draft picks probably in the next few days. So get ready for that. Make sure you like and subscribe. Put on a notification. Everything going forward will sound much better than this did at the beginning, but it will look very good. Thank you guys for being a part of this, and we'll see y'all next time.